All right, so I'd like to call to order the March 19th, 2026 meeting of the Fairfield Traffic Authority held in the first floor conference room of Independence Hall in Fairfield and via Zoom. Call the meeting to order at 4:03. The clocks are off. And I'd like to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we're down one member. I know Anthony's not here. Who else am I missing on the attendance? Prue, are you with us?
No, Prue is not in for the meeting notes, but she is going to hear the recording.
Okay, that's fine. Attendance-wise, we're just down Anthony, I believe, right?
Yes, we
And
are.
then Mike Freemuth, I think, our alternate.
Yeah, Mike is not here, so Jeff will sit in, please, and thank you. And we'll go with what we have. We have 7 committee members. All right. All right, so we'll move on to item number 3, which is to consider and act upon the February 19th, 2026 meeting minutes. If there's a motion to accept.
Motion to accept.
Motion. Second.
Who's second? I second. Whoever.
Discussion on the minutes, I'm sorry. Discussion, amendment, changes to the minutes? If not, I would entertain a motion to accept the minutes from February 19th. All those in favor?
Aye.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Opposed, abstentions. I was absent, so I will abstain.
Okay.
So that motion passes 6-0-1. All right? I'm doing my own math here. Okay. So we'll move on to item 4. There are 3 parts of item 4. We can take them separately. I will read them all now. We'll get a motion to get them on the table, and then we can go through them. I believe this is the right order, or whatever order the board chooses. Item number 4, to hear, consider, and act upon new signs and markings for the following streets. A, crosswalk, no parking, and sidewalk request at Mill Hill Road. B, limited parking time sign request at Rhode Island Avenue. C, fog lines request at Fairfield Beach Road. Can I get a motion to put that out for us, Emmeline?
Sure. I'll make a motion.
Second, Jeremy, okay. Item 4 is properly before us for consideration. There are 3 parts. Mecca, does it make sense to take them in this order, A, B, and C, since 2 of them are close together?
Okay.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
You want to go A? All right, so why don't we go to A, which is the crosswalk, no parking, and sidewalk request at Mill Hill Road. I know Jeremy and the police department, you guys had a lot of input on this one as well. So who wants to start the conversation?
I can introduce and then,
You wanna introduce-
and then we'll just
introduce the
carry
item?
with the
Sure.
item. So this actually request comes from the resident who resides at Mill Hill Drive near the school area. And his concern is about parked cars along the Mill Hill Road during school drop-off and pickup hours, absence of sidewalk. There is a sidewalk, but she needs to extend that sidewalk, the existing sidewalk, and absence of any safe passage towards the school from the east side of Mill Hill Road near Mill Hill Drive. So that's her request. Her request suggests that she wants an installation of a safe passage painted crosswalk to go to the school at the Mill Hill Road, limiting the on-street parking along the Mill Hill Road, and providing sidewalk at least by the school side so that the kids do not have to use dirty and unsafe road covered with snow.
Okay, thank
So
you.
that's her concern.
Okay. Can you pop up the map on that one?
Yes.
Doug, we're going to lose your big screen here.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Let me.
Are we in Mill Hill? Yeah, we are. So there's like 3 parts to it. The request is from a citizen who lives there, and there's 3
Can't share anything.
3 parts to the citizen's, request recommendation to us.
I cannot.
And both engineering and police have taken a good long look at these requests, this area, along with Public Works, what makes sense, what's safe, what's smart, what's reasonable. and what, if anything, we believe makes sense for us to do for the situation. Is that fair to say?
Sounds good. Yeah.
It does. Okay. Okay. If not, I could just tag on the bill over here.
Yeah, it's just
We
sharing.
talked through it at
Yes.
good length on the phone, I just didn't have access to the pictures. So, Meg, do you want to take these, there's 3 subparts, there's, 3 parts. Is there any part of this
Yeah, it
that
is.
that either you or Jeremy want to take first, second, or third? You want to go?
I can
Yes.
take the parking situation first.
Okay.
The west side of the road is already all no parking, so you can't park on the west side of the road. And a portion of the east side of the road is already no parking tow zone because of the sightline issues. The other parking, as a police department, we want to keep in place because there's limited parking at the school to begin with, and a lot of teachers use that parking on the roadside. And I don't think there's a need to eliminate it due to the fact that the road's wide enough and there's already no parking on the opposite side of the roadway.
Is the parking that's there today have any real safety issues from your perspective?
No, we took care of that. I think right before we switched over to the FTA, we took care of
think
the
the police
safety
commission-
issue. We
Yeah,
voted on
yeah.
making it tow zone closer down towards the bend where the sightline issues.
That's right, I
We already-
remember that.
Probably a year and a half ago, we changed it. That was one of the last things we changed.
Okay.
But the existing parking now, as a PD, we don't see an issue with the way it's
With
situated.
safety, okay, all right. Questions, comments from the board? Why don't we stick to the parking piece of it just for a minute?
Say just about the parking?
Yeah.
That's a map on there. These are the existing parking
Is there
on
any-
both sides.
Would you mind, just since my picture was, I'm just seeing it
Black
and white.
in black and white, could you,
This
would
is the
you?
parking. You see those, both sides are on parking.
The red dots that is
Red
parking.
dots
Yeah.
and also the cars legend, they both sides are parking.
Mm-hmm.
The only parking we might have to tweak is if we do approve the crosswalk, we might have to
Yeah.
eliminate a parking space or two depending upon the distance from the crosswalk.
Right.
But that will be
Right.
dependent upon the
If we
other.
were to grant the parking, which of those spaces are in the request?
I believe the request for crosswalk is here, so it may affect
Those couple
certain
there?
spaces. They're not designated parking spaces. They're not lined, so it's really just so
You'd
not really
have-
set spaces.
you'd have to do
put
a
signs.
You have the 8-foot wide crosswalk and 30 feet on either side of the crosswalk.
So they're not set spaces. It's just an area where it's not saying you can't park there.
Okay.
So the 8 feet would be roughly four parking spots, I think, would be lost. Just to-
When the crosswalk gets done, is what you're
If
saying?
the crosswalk were to be approved, we lose 4 parking.
Okay. Are those the same 3 or 4 spots that we're talking about specifically here? Or are those the ones that are just tied to the crosswalk? That's the piece I think I'm missing.
I think they were requesting all the parking to be no parking. I think is what.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what they wanted.
Thing is, I can
Is
check.
the request for that whole line of parking to not be there? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it
Oh,
says eliminate
okay.
the on-street.
They wanted to
parking.
eliminate a lawn-street parking, I think.
Okay.
Who parks there now? Do we know?
A lot of teachers park there.
Parents.
Some parents, yeah.
Drop off.
Anytime there's an event at the school, it's packed.
Right. So if we do the crosswalk, we're going to lose a couple of them anyway as part of that process.
Yes.
But this is above and beyond that. This is even without the crosswalk, this is get rid of all of them, is what, yes, ma'am.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask a clarification question. I know in the high school area, we actually mark the spaces along the roadway. I don't know if we want to have a discussion as to whether we think that that's advisable here, especially if what we're going to do is, if this is, of course, contingent upon approving the crosswalk, but if we were to approve the crosswalk, and then we could have like a no parking, I don't know if this is appropriate, the hatch for no parking, and then start to mark the spaces so that we can make sure that people are parking in the most effective and efficient way if we find that there's a need to supply that for this particular location, for the school location.
Yellow curb it.
You know what I mean? Because I think we marked them on the street by the high school,
Yeah, for
right?
the high school, it's a combination of, I think, newer drivers not knowing necessarily the
Maximizing, I
rule.
think it was maximizing the high school.
And then, and also
keeping people in this.
Really
space.
trying to highlight the no parking areas. That could be a second phase if we wanted to do it that way.
Okay,
Because what you have to have though is the no parking signs.
right.
And so they'd be
Corner
right,
or
or
something.
here, yeah, no parking this side of sign. And so that 68 feet would have to be designated as no parking.
Okay. But it looks like we already have that as you approach.
No,
Corner, right?
well, yeah, where the corner is, but the
Yeah, so
crosswalk
you
is
go
gonna be in
back.
the middle.
So if I
Crosswalk,
understand the
yeah.
diagram correctly, all of the red dots are where there's presently a no parking sign.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
correct.
Yeah, that's the west side, right?
No, I think
West
it's
side, and there's
west
a
and
couple,
east side.
there's a little bit on the east
Yeah.
side as you go around the curve, as
Yeah, I see
Jeremy
that.
had
Yeah, I
mentioned.
see
Yeah,
that.
those are tow zones on the east side, at the bottom by the yellow.
All right, all right. So why don't we frame this conversation or this piece to what I understand the request to be, which is the elimination of all of those east side spaces regardless of the crosswalk. I think that's what we're talking about.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
The
Because
request.
we can address the other pieces when
Would
we
it be
get
the
to.
west side? Is this oriented north?
Oh,
Yeah, this is
So
oriented
it
north.
would be the
Okay.
west.
So the west are all the white parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
oh, did I reverse that? I'm sorry. Okay.
East
Yeah,
and
the white,
west.
the white's on the west side of the road, and
Correct.
Yeah,
the red dots are on the.
on the
The
east
red
side.
dots are the east.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Jeff?
I-
Did you have something?
No, no, I was
Oh, I
saying,
thought you were.
you said plan west, because you were asking which side, east side or west side.
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay. So I would make a motion to decline the elimination of the entirety of the parking that we're seeing here on the west side. If there's a second
I
for
would
that.
second that.
Is there anybody from the public that wishes to speak to this part of A, which is specifically the elimination of all of the parking on the west side of the road?
If I'm there, I'm good. Thank you so much.
You are, thanks, Doug. Okay, so why don't we vote on this bullet here, which is just to be clear for Prue, it's the no parking part of 4A, specific to the elimination of all the parking on the west side. If there is no further comment on that, all those in favor of that motion?
The motion is to.
Deny.
To deny, yes, I'm sorry, thank you.
Leave as is.
Opposed, abstentions, okay, so we are going to decline the no parking component of 4A. Maybe I should have done the crosswalk first, my apologies. So why don't we go to the crosswalk? Who wants to walk us through the crosswalk component of this project? Where it would be, how big it would be, what the opinions are on it, should we do it, not do it, and what would the impact on parking be if we approve it?
Actually, I think the crosswalk and the sidewalk would be one and the same, because with the crosswalk in, you're gonna have to extend the sidewalk
Yeah.
You're
too.
gonna have to,
So I
okay.
think it's kind of one and, so I
kind of
think
a
if one
yes.
gets approved, they both get, I think would technically have to.
All right,
go.
we can lump them together. I was just going with the wording,
Yeah.
so why don't we look at it that way? For a crosswalk and sidewalk combined as one project and the impact of that,
So
so.
there's an existing sidewalk.
Bill, do you wanna talk a little bit about it, or Jeremy, do you wanna talk, or Frank, or Meghai, whoever feels compelled and
Jeremy.
expert?
I think the yellow marking on Mega's picture is the existing sidewalk. There's a sidewalk, concrete sidewalk in place. And I don't know the exact footage. It probably have to be extended
Yes.
40 feet or so, give or take. I don't know the exact footage that it would have to be
To the
extended.
crosswalk.
To the crosswalk.
Yep.
So, you're talking, do you guys mind if I,
Yeah,
do you wanna go, okay? We're talking about extending that north,
Yes.
So this is
the
an
west side.
existing sidewalk.
Yeah, it
here,
just goes to
And this
there.
is stairs that go down to the parking lot.
Right.
So right now, the kids coming up here have to cross the road and then walk down like a dirt path, essentially,
Yep.
to get to the stairs, because the sidewalk starts here.
Mhm.
So basically, be a matter of extending the sidewalk to that point, and then the crosswalk would go
Okay.
right somewhere where that road is.
Right.
The crosswalk in the drawing is further down, I think. Yeah, it's much further down.
That might have been from the last.
The
Yeah, it's right by the oval.
Yeah. I'm not
stairs
sure
there.
exact location of the crosswalk where she's requesting.
That's what she was requesting
There's
it?
stairs right here, right? Yeah, I don't know if that works.
Stairs are-
A ramp.
We
I
wouldn't,
don't know either.
Yeah.
we're adding another crosswalk already farther down, right?
are.
From the
Right.
last meeting.
Yeah.
We are, yep. That-
This, I believe this person lives at Mill
Mill Hill Lane, right?
Lane.
Or Mill Hill Drive.
Drive, okay, that's what I'm
So I think it'd be,
So we have to discuss about what is the right location for crosswalk,
Okay.
depending on the sidewalk. So where we have existing sidewalks, so in order to provide a crosswalk, there are two options. Is this the location right now? Because the stairways, the ADA ramp will play a role, so I don't think this is the right location. So can we go further down to the further intersection, which is, this site? You see here, there's an existing sidewalk here already. Can we just extend a sidewalk and put a crosswalk here? That's another option for the location wise. So those are in the middle doesn't make sense. It goes to the stairways.
Where's the most recent crosswalk that we put in at a recent meeting?
Further down.
Further south.
Yes, that I have this location. See,
There it
this
is there.
where
Oh,
we
yep,
have
there
put-
it is there.
So we
Okay.
have put here, now they want somewhere around that area.
Okay, so let's talk about where along that stretch makes most sense. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Is it possible to zoom out just a tiny bit, just to get a context for what is it feeding into?
Okay.
See, this is good.
So if we look at like the roadway network that connects into that, is it more, so if it, we put the one to the south,
Yep.
what's the other feeder into that other crosswalk? In the middle.
feeder comes from this
There's a
intersection.
few
There's-
houses on Mill Hill Drive.
Yeah.
It's gonna serve a couple of people. That's all it's gonna serve.
And based on those,
But,
based on those groups, is there a section along there that makes more or less sense to us? Whether it's, how many kids might use it or just the big picture?
Well, there's no sidewalk on the east side.
So there's no sidewalk.
So if you tried to make it at the stairs, they would have to walk along.
So the sidewalk ends here, right?
Yes.
And then on the other side, there's nothing.
There's no sidewalk on this
So if you're
side.
coming from the other side of the street, further north, you're gonna have to walk down the edge of the road to cross that crosswalk.
But there's a fog line on both sides, right?
No.
No, there's no fog line.
No.
In the,
That's helpful.
why does the sidewalk end where it ends, do you know?
Topography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was gonna be my next.
There's a dirt path right there right now.
People walk there.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like they ran out of money. I mean, that's my only.
I think it's the,
No,
it's
it's
the
more than
topo.
that.
It starts to,
Jeff, if
it
you
starts to
look-
get steeper as you
Yeah,
go.
if you look at the drawing carefully, you could see, like, we'll just say the road is perfectly north, all right, 0 degrees or whatever. If you look at the school and the way the bus loop is and the parking and the pavement, as you go closer to a Mill Hill Terrace, it gets narrower and narrower, and that's the reason
I'm
why.
looking at it right now.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So the slope it's harder to see, and it's not always easy to see the
make
slope
a-
as much on Google Earth. but-
compliant-
I see the
Street view.
I see the street view, I see the slope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But people are walking there now.
yes.
right,
But
if you-
the people who are walking there aren't taking up a 5-foot
right,
wide path to walk. They're,
right. And for a
Single file or,
crosswalk,
yeah.
It has
Yeah.
to be legally.
and if we build it, we
Yeah.
have to build it 5 feet. So that's where I'm.
Right.
So it gets
That
a
was
lot
gonna be
more
my
complicated.
Can you get there's space here for sure and it's flat. I'm just wondering, I guess this just looks like a mistake where they ended the sidewalk.
Ideally, there would be a sidewalk all around the school.
Right. I mean, shouldn't we just go back and look, because I'm looking at the street view. Can you open the street view?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the street view. Keep this one open.
Okay.
I mean, basically, right where the red is the hard part.
It looks like a mistake, like the.
I can't share two screens, so I have to.
You don't.
So Jeff, I disclosed this today when there was the last renovation project
screens,
for,
Mill Hill?
Hitting that right
for Mill
there.
Hill. The commission looked at this and I think they did not extend the sidewalk all the way because of the topography, was my recollection.
Because of topography.
But they specifically looked at, it was something that had come up. And
for
they
me,
said,
like,
oh, the
I-
topography.
Okay, got it.
For me,
So-
I
Yeah.
support having sidewalks all around the school. I just don't know how that works from an approval standpoint if we don't necessarily have the funds to,
To build it.
because like you might have to build a wall to get
Yeah, this is
in.
not just a
It's
simple
not a simple-
pathway. It's,
That's the issue.
So there's the question of the sidewalks, the topography, the funding and all that good stuff. And then in conjunction with that is the question about.
Because of the drop off, you might have to build like a little knee wall to
Right.
support the edge of the sidewalk. So
You
now
might
like.
be chasing
now
it forever, because that's a
So
steep.
now
Yeah.
now the price is.
And you might
going
be, and then we had to decide where to put the crosswalk in conjunction with.
up. In addition to that, yes.
Okay.
But I'm looking at it right now. and-
Yeah.
and I know I've built retaining walls. This looks entirely feasible. Is it free? No. Is
That's
it-
what I'm saying. Like I support it, but I don't know that we have the funding in place to do it. So if we approve it, where does that leave us?
But I think if we.
That's my
If
question.
we approve like something that's halfway and incomplete,
Mm-hmm.
it will always be that way. But if we approve something that's more complete, then at least we have it on a list to chase money to go get.
Well, that's kind of where we are halfway.
That's that is.
Right. Good, but I mean, there's so many, I mean, and this is at a school. Right? So-
That's why I said.
I completely
I
approve.
fully support having sidewalks around the school. It should be
Right.
around the whole thing.
Absolutely.
I mean,
There's
the
no
only
question.
other thing I can say, but
You-
it gets, I don't know, I know a couple of times in the past, the police commission would approve something pending funding, and development of a plan,
that's
if you
there
wanna-
too.
Bigger issue. Yeah.
We've done things like that at a bunch of different bodies. It's not ideal to approve something conditional
Right.
about finding, about Bill, please go find the money. And I think we've done that to you in the past.
I also understand the concern to Jeff's point of not approving it and then it never gets funded because we never.
No, so do we want to, approve conceptually and send you guys out to work and figure it out and come back? Or do we want to,
Can I ask what the travel lane width is in that area where they have where the sidewalk ends? Is there any way to, is it like a 10-foot, is it a 10-foot aisle?
It's 12. looks
So
like.
can we, at the very least, put a fog line that leads
12 feet
to
travel
that?
lanes, there are 12-foot travel lanes on
Okay.
both sides.
The
26
travel
feet.
lane with parking though, right now.
Can,
Yeah,
ugh,
that's what I mean.
So here's
you know,
here's an idea. There's no bad ideas.
I didn't say there was.
No, I'm just, so there is a school of thought that says get rid of the yellow line, right? So if we got rid of the yellow line, we put fog lines in, that would at least, and I know we don't do that in the town here yet, right? But, Frank's not
Outside the box,
He's
yeah.
not laughing at me, so.
not yet, but we might tonight.
Yeah, but that would, because this is a spot where we need to accommodate pedestrians, period, end of sentence. And I've talked to Christine and lots of other people, we must make it safe for kids to walk to school. And by making it inconvenient for drivers, because the traffic volume on this is probably really low, right? On the street.
That's one of the things we
I
have
don't know.
to
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
check.
This is Mill Hill, what? Is this the main Mill Hill Road?
This is
Yeah, this is Mill Hill Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is kind of a busy road. Oh,
Well,
no.
that kind of brings us back to
Oh,
that
no, this is
discussion
Mill
about.
Hill,
No, it's Mill Hill Road.
this is not Mill Hill, Mill Hill Terrace is the.
Terrace is the one that goes.
That's east
Yeah,
west.
this is not a busy road. I mean,
except for the
To be-
school.
It's not as busy.
It's not crazy busy. I
to be
mean,
confirmed, right? But maybe getting rid of the yellow line, you can't say no.
No, as per MUTCD, you have to
You
follow
do not
those
have to
guidelines.
do not have to have a yellow line, but just,
If, at certain volumes, but if the volumes are low enough, then you could do away.
Yeah.
So we would have to do a
500
volume study to
500
find it.
ADTs below that. I don't think it is below 500 ADT or 500. I think it's more than that. And that's where,
so that's a data point that we need to understand.
So do you have to have the yellow line in the center, or can you shift it over?
It can be
You
shifted.
can shift it.
So that's what
the left side.
But I think the other side's already-
Left
The
side,
other side's already 12 feet.
yes, they're
Well,
12.
but couldn't you
You can move
skinny
it 2
down,
feet, but
but couldn't you skinny down the right side to 9 or 10? Is this gonna be a 20-mile-an-hour school zone?
should be.
Eventually.
So can we skinny it down to
I mean,
9?
it's about 28 feet wide, I think.
26.
26.
So can we skinny it to 9 on the right side where there's no
Nine's
parking
pretty wide.
anyway? And then add some space to at the very least get like
That's slope
decent-
there too.
a decently wide, because it's clear that the kids are walking on the
Yes.
west side and not on the east side.
Correct.
So if we skinny the
correct.
travel lane on the right side, provide more room for a more adequate fog line as a phase one solution while we explore funding for the phase two implementation. Maybe it gets us at least to
Safer place.
a safer place.
Would that solution you just described, would that leave enough room for a 5-foot, for a sidewalk on the west side? Is that,
Well, the west side, you'd put it between you'd work on whatever it is between the curb and the and the school's private property, right? So I don't know that you wouldn't mess with the roadway width, I don't think, but I get it, it's kind of like it's a weird conflict
Well,
point because,
One thing you could do, and Jeff will probably love this idea, where basically, and I think this is where he was going, is you maybe lose 2 feet of your pavement to help build the sidewalk.
okay,
That's what I was asking.
What did we say, it was 68, in the 68 feet
Yeah.
of where you can't park, you create a slight bulb out,
yeah,
so you make the sidewalk wider there.
okay,
And then we would have to look at south of the crosswalk, where do we have enough room to build the sidewalk there? Because maybe this tight point that we keep on talking about is beyond that point. So to this, I would probably make some sort of motion that we investigate a little bit further of if we can narrow the road a little bit, because they can't park there anyway if the crosswalk is approved. Or, or that's what we would look at if there was a crosswalk there. And then from there, you might be able to create enough of a pedestrian pathway, or at least a 5-foot. That's another idea.
It is.
But again, I'm not a plow driver, I'm
How
not.
wide does the sidewalk have to be?
It's almost 5 feet.
Should really be 5.
And when you're near a school like that, could it be sidewalk right to the curb, or does there have to be a right of way in there? No? You go right to the curb? You go right to
You
the
can
curb?
go right to the curb.
Can you? Okay.
our recommendation
So-
when it's right to the curb is a 6-foot
Yeah,
wide sidewalk.
Well, that's my next question.
Yeah,
But right now, we got 0.
I know, exactly. So, yeah, right.
We get a dirt path with a steep incline on one side.
If we could get a 5-foot,
A dirt-
I think we could ask zoning for a waiver, because this is an existing situation, it's not tied to any
All right.
development. And then,
we're trying to
just
retrofit.
Yeah, try to make it, like I said, 0, 5 is better than 0. Well, no, of the zoning. if
Zoning
you hug
reg
the
says
curb,
you're against
it's 6 feet,
Zoning says what, 6-foot sidewalk?
it's.
but there's no grass
We have
strip.
to add it
There's
within
no
our
right of
zoning
way.
regs,
Okay.
it's in our subdivision regs.
It's
right
for
now.
subdivision,
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
We try to follow, the.
yeah.
So if we're going to think about this bigger picture, which I think makes sense, who needs to do what, or who needs to think about what? What would we do when we leave the room? Is it all go to you? Is it, help me understand what we would need to do to investigate it?
I mean, I would make the motion too that Mega, can you go up to where that sidewalk ends? Because if the topography on the opposite side of the street is such that it makes no sense to put that crosswalk where they're asking for it, I think we focus on the crosswalk at the end of the block that feeds into the school.
Yes.
And then work on the sidewalk connection between those two
I
crossing
agree with that.
points.
Yes.
Is there a crosswalk already at the end of the school?
Well, there's one that we approved at one of the
Yeah, I
prior.
think there's already one at the other end though.
There's already,
The other
yeah.
end.
I think you meant,
No, I
Yes,
think they
Meg,
want
go
to
the other
go
way.
around.
On the
you
north
meant at
side.
the Mill Hill Drive.
Yeah, well,
the
the one that
mid-block
we
there?
approved last meeting,
Yes.
and then I think there wasn't one on
No,
the,
keep going back towards the school.
is there one already on the?
I think there's already one
On
at
the
Mill Hill
approach?
Terrace, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
there
is.
is one at Mill
If
Hill.
you're gonna do a midspan one, I think it should be right at the street.
But the question is, where does it go?
Yeah, what does it feed into? I don't know that it feeds into
No,
much.
it basically, if you live on that street,
It'd be for you,
then
or the
it's,
dead
it's,
end.
it's for
But it was,
you.
where it was shown was not anywhere close to that.
See, there's already a crosswalk there.
Well, I think they were trying to tie it into the stairs. Well, they may have to do an L.
But that's if you- the sidewalk would take you right to the stairs.
Yeah, you'd have to
Yeah.
do an L to get over.
Yeah,
it.
you walk
Yeah.
across this crosswalk and then go down the sidewalk to the
Yep,
stairs.
Exactly.
Can we address that curb radius while we're at this? Because that looks pretty,
Referring to the
The one-
curb,
the one on
or
the
are you
right.
referring to the stone wall?
the curb radius on the right looks like it's very car friendly and not pedestrian friendly. That's just my,
you'd have to kind of go
But
around.
it looks like it would encourage people to go through that intersection pretty
Slower.
quickly.
No, I don't
I meant slower if you,
Yeah, if we change, because, I mean, we're at a school, so.
No, yeah.
Can we go back to the original photo that showed?
Yeah, look at
You got a hydrant, but you'd come out. Okay. I
Yeah,
got
pull
you.
it out, yeah, like you did. Like
Yeah, no, it's
like what-
possible, yeah.
What's the one on Mill Plain? Wilson?
Yeah.
That looks great.
That's a driveway across, right? Is that a driveway or
It's
is
still,
it?
that Stilson intersection looks,
For the middle
like it was always there.
the middle
Where
crosswalk.
the crosswalk is marked in the middle doesn't make any sense at all.
you were saying where the other mid-block.
I would put it up where the red line is, where the street is.
Yeah,
Yeah, can someone go up here? I just want to make sure I'm catching all the points there.
I think you're saying extend the sidewalk here to here.
Yes,
Cross-
exactly, yes. That's what Jeremy and I know are on the same.
And then continue that sidewalk up.
I don't even know if you need to, because
No,
I think
no, you
there's a
just-
crosswalk down,
you
kids
just-
can walk right
yeah.
down to the school. Already, I think on Mill Hill Terrace.
So what you're saying is if you're one of the kids on the east side,
You cross at the street.
You cross here,
No, the
There.
little street there, yeah.
you cross here.
Is that a
I
cul-de-sac
mean,
there?
Yeah,
Two houses?
just about 2 or 4 at most. Count the
You
2 in
cross
front.
here somewhere and
So
then
what-
just
But a
go.
crosswalk, you've always
You
made this point,
can
people
extend
see it and
from
they
here to here.
Well, yeah.
slow down.
It's only this section, extend.
No, I would extend it the other way.
No, right there.
Right there.
Right there.
That small section. It's like
Right
30.
up
No, you
there.
passed it, yeah, that little, it looks like a driveway, Mega, but it's I don't even know if it's a private road or if it's a,
I think it's a road.
I
private
can't
road.
remember if it's official.
It's a private road.
It's a private road.
Is it
not a public
private? Oh,
That's why it looks, doesn't look like a typical town road, yeah.
so then
I don't
we,
know what the elevation is on that side of the road either to get an ADA ramp in, honestly.
That's what I mean by you have to, when somebody asks what is involved, the first thing, I think we would have to do a survey.
I think we do.
That's a
Survey.
crosswalk to nowhere right there.
Yeah, that's what I would
I
think.
mean, in an ideal world, we would extend this. Really, what we should do is extend the sidewalk all the way around, and then even if you look at the crosswalks that are there
yeah.
on Mill Hill, there's not even ADA ramps at some of them, nor do they land on sidewalks. Like you would really.
Wasn't that the suggestion?
Ideally, we should extend the sidewalk and look at everything.
Yeah, wasn't that the suggestion though?
it is, but then we got off on this other topic
Yeah.
here. Yeah, that was kind of,
The one is more of a long-term plan. We're trying, I think, do
Right.
something, because by the time the one that goes all the way around the school, the kids probably will be into the middle school by then.
Yes.
so what we're talking about now, just so all know, is, it's pretty fuzzy when you're so close to it. Is potentially
Now go to the west.
Yeah. Extend that up.
extend that up
There you
to
go.
roughly here.
Yeah, and then have a crosswalk
And
on
then have a
either side of
crosswalk.
that.
A crosswalk there.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay.
Driveway.
If you did something like that, would you center it to this road? Would you go just beyond it for there, or just short of it there? Does it matter?
You have to have a ramp on either side of it, so it has to be one of the corners.
Does it need to be offset from the road as well?
Okay.
The crosswalk? Does the crosswalk need to be offset from the road?
Well, yeah, it would have to be on one of the corners of the road across. We'd have to look at which one
This
made
is a
more
private road,
sense.
do we care about that? Or
I just don't think it provides much
Does it go anywhere?
value. Like it's just,
For-
you know,
yeah,
if
that's
it
what-
if it were a cul-de-sac that then fed into 100 houses, right, where you know you have like a pretty significant user base for that walk shed, it's such a limited, or if we knew that there was already a sidewalk on the east side, or we were going to install a sidewalk on the east side of that street, maybe that makes sense too, but it just, because we've already got the one on the south and then that one on the north, I just don't know that it's
The value
the
if
use
it's.
of our
if it-
paint.
If it's not, if it's,
we are putting in other places.
the value if it's not expensive is traffic calming. Because Bill's pointed out that if you have another crosswalk, some people will slow down.
We'll respect that.
They'll see another crosswalk and they just won't go as quickly through there.
But
So,
it's such a short stretch. Like it's, you know, it's dumbbelled by crosswalks already in that short, it's such a short stretch.
I
And
mean,
it-
typically, if we didn't have Vision Zero, this crosswalk would most likely be turned down because it's only going to service 1 or 2 students. And normally you, to your point, you want to
Yeah.
put a crosswalk where it's going to serve more people than that. But the fact that you're near a school and should the people who have students that live really close get penalized, that's what it really comes down to. What I can tell you is the SS4A project, we have the planning grant and we have the demonstration grant. I do know that we are listing Mill Hill School in the demonstration grant. So to your point of bulbing out the curb and doing other improvements will definitely be considered.
So maybe that's the context, is that because it's SS4A, we defer this suggestion now and say it's going to be addressed with the demonstration grant, which will more comprehensively look at the whole school.
Right. We could say that.
Totally cool with that, but then we started talking about doing this little piece and then doing that piece afterwards. So I'm hearing more now that we would take a half a step back, be more inclusive as part of this project, take the more global look.
I mean,
Because there's topography to be considered.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
there's
comfortable
considered, there's
without the
grass to be
survey and having a
Yeah,
better
we'd have-
idea of
yeah.
what's involved.
I mean, do we know when that other crosswalk will be installed? Is it going to be installed as part of the summer work that happens?
It'll be done this year, yeah.
Okay. Well, then maybe that's also part of it, is that we need to wait and see how that
Yeah.
helps with traffic calming and.
That-
But
that
I
one's
do
gonna
think.
serve Mill Hill Lane,
Yeah.
this is a different street.
Okay.
But it's
I know.
a
I know.
street
That's why I
with
said, to me, the
many-
bigger issue here is extending the sidewalk so it's contiguous.
Yeah, I think that makes more sense.
Because then they're coming at,
Yeah,
you're at least getting to a sidewalk on the other side instead of this narrow little path with people opening car doors.
Similar to somebody asking for a stop sign when the problem is much larger than the stop
Yes,
sign.
yeah, for sure.
and, yeah.
Okay. So does somebody want to put those two pieces into a motion that captures the spirit of that, and then we can kick that back out for review, starting with engineering, and take that forward? We've already said no to the no parking on the west side, up and down, and then the sidewalk and the crosswalk, we're kind of talking about together as one piece. But if we're comfortable, and you know what, when they put this commission together, they wanted us to do more than just say yes to your stop sign and no to your yield sign. They wanted us to look at larger areas, more important projects that impact different things. So I think this falls nicely in that zone. I really do.
And we have the grant.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
I can
does somebody
try,
wanna
I can
try to
try
work that
this
up?
if you want, is just a motion to further study, including survey, layout, and SS4A grant.
Oh, we have a public comment or no?
I will.
So, I mean, I'm just trying to get something
Okay.
together, further study.
While you work on that in your head and the other ones help you, let's go to the public on this. We're looking at the sidewalk and the crosswalk component of 4A. Is there any comment up there?
Thank you. Yes. First of all, as with your other efforts, your thoroughness is terrific. And if I had to go back to a constituent or I was challenged, I'd say you guys really, are very thorough and you take all the different angles into consideration. So I commend you all on that. I think the sidewalk along the west side is probably something that you have to end up with. I guess my question would be if the broader study, which I endorse wholeheartedly, by the way, because I think there are a whole bunch of walkers that feed down from the other part of Mill Hill Road, Warner Hill Road, Mill Hill Terrace, and end up at that crosswalk that's in that red circle. I would go along with you that this needs to get a broader consideration for all the student traffic, because there are probably some safety issues when you look at all of it. So I'd endorse the broad one. If you can do something about the sidewalk now without pinning yourselves down and making it harder later, that I might advocate for that. But I trust you guys will figure it out the right way.
Thanks, Doug. Anybody else from the public? I see one other person up there. Eric? Okay. All right. All right, how'd you make out, Bill?
Okay,
Yeah,
so motion to further study crosswalk and sidewalk request, including survey, layout, and utilizing demonstration grant.
I'll second that.
Can I just add to it that,
Oh, okay, I'll
Just,
retract my second, go ahead.
I guess, I just want to make clear too that I think we're comfortable with shifting the center line as well, right?
So that's the
okay.
layout.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
need-
that's
Okay.
layout, basically layout design.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
If you
right,
want to say layout design, we can do
you
that.
want to
Okay.
add layout and design, okay.
Roadway, yeah, okay, perfect,
All right.
yeah.
I will second that as updated by Mr. Hurley. So let's talk about, is there any discussion on what we've decided to do? We're saying yes to one part, and the other two parts, we're saying hold for now. Let's take a bigger, broader,
Can we
smarter
ask for
look.
a report back as to whether there's anything that's phase one implementable while we,
I think that's a
you
good
know,
idea.
highlight sidewalk, more
Yeah,
expensive
if
sidewalk?
we were to get the survey
Yeah.
done, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna throw a number out, in the next 2 months, and then we
Right.
do a design the third month, and we're ahead of the grant, then yeah, we would come
Yeah.
back and present that.
Yeah.
Right.
If there's a piece that we can do without,
Right.
okay, I think
Yeah,
that,
when we look at it, we see like, oh, this isn't as complicated.
we can knock this part of it out and still
Bring
do
that
the
back to
other.
the board and
Okay.
say that's the update.
I think that's a great idea as well. Any comment from the public on the item as amended, 4A? All right, seeing none, back to the board. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? That motion carries 7-0. That's good works. So we got one thing decided upon, and we got two things in the hopper. Okay, we're gonna go to 4B. It's already been read into the record. It's limited parking time sign request at Rhode Island Avenue. So was that you, Jeremy?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
pretty easy one. When they built the Metro Center, there was a lot of commuter issues in that area, and there was fair parking in those neighborhoods where, and then train people are there all day, and nobody that lives there could park there, so they made it a 2-hour parking zone. We've been getting a lot of complaints from residents because they're getting ticketed, because we now check that regularly with our parking department. So what's happening is a lot of these residents either work from home or do various things, but they're getting ticketed by our traffic agents.
Right.
So we, talking to the parking department, we thought if possible, to work with the residents, keeping the same train of thought about not letting commuters park there all day long, is maybe changing it from 2-hour parking to 4-hour parking. So we still have the same concept of, hey, you're not gonna be going for 10 hours, leaving your car here while you're getting on a train and avoiding paying, train fees. But it gives the residents in that area a little bit more flexibility than when whatever they have to do throughout the day, where they're not gonna be parked in the same spot, in 2 hours getting a ticket, 4 hours kind of doubles their time frame. Just to kind of work with them a little bit, keeping the same train of thought of,
What are the hours of enforcement? Is it listed on the?
no, I think it's just 2-hour parking.
Period.
Really?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was gonna ask
Okay.
that
Yeah,
too.
24/7, yeah, so it's a
Obviously,
little tight if
they're
you're
not
out front
enforcing it at
overnight.
night because our parking department's not working. So
Yeah.
they're really enforcing it mostly during the daytime, 8 to 4 is when it's enforced mostly. But
Mostly.
it is enforceable 24 hours a day.
And that's just on Rhode Island, is what
We're just talking about Rhode Island Ave, yeah.
Is the sign limited to like Monday through Friday, or is it all?
It's 2 hour, I think it
Yeah,
just says
it's
2-hour
Wow.
parking.
2-hour parking flat out, yeah.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
that's a little
So I mean, we
rough
could make
if you live
it, we
there.
Well,
could
no.
maybe change it, maybe 4-hour parking Monday through Friday or something. We could tweak it a little bit and then, but I just think it's just trying to work with the
Yeah.
residents.
Is it
a
an
little
issue
bit.
with people taking the train on the weekends too, or no?
That came up during the original conversation a number of years
I don't know how many
back.
people try to, it's hard to tell now.
Parking's free on the
On the
weekends.
weekends, parking's free at the train station, so I
So
don't,
it shouldn't be.
so it shouldn't be an issue on it.
Yeah.
There's plenty of parking on the weekends.
So
and
in
it's
theory, we
free.
could do Monday through Friday,
Yeah,
4-hour
and
parking.
then it's not even an issue.
In the picture here, New
have a time on
Hampshire,
there?
it does have, for New Hampshire.
the sign in the street view. I can't
2-hour
see it.
parking,
there
it looks
time
like
on
8 to 4, Monday through Friday.
Oh, it
Okay.
is. All right,
So
perfect.
then it's a matter of changing it from 2
Changing
to
it.
4.
That's,
Okay.
yeah, all right.
Yeah, right here is the one.
We have some residents that are racking
Um,
fees.
Oh, geez.
I thought the other street was
Oh,
different.
no.
Okay.
I thought, okay, go ahead.
So
I thought it was 24.
this is a common problem, beach, common problem, I think anywhere close to the, where there's commuter parking. And it's been discussed, I discussed this with Bill Gerber. Would it be possible for us to have stickered parking? And basically, we've got a traffic department, and say to the people who live in the neighborhood, you get a sticker as a town resident or somebody who lives in the neighborhood. This is commonly done in communities that are close to commuter lots. It'd be free. It'd be easy to get. You can apply for it online, and it's just an administration issue. But it would solve the problem here. It would solve the problem at the beach with students parking where they're not supposed to be parking. And it's perhaps every problem is an opportunity, right?
Then you run into the issue of like guests and visitors if somebody
Yeah,
has
so
a
it's-
party.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm not opposed to it, but I think you'd really have to take a deeper dive into
Yeah.
residential parking.
Right, but
And if a student rents property or, the house, then they should be
they got a
entitled.
lease. So
I think you have to look at things like the number of available spaces on the street versus how many people live there too, because
right, but if you have a sticker, you'd be solving probably at least half the problems, maybe three quarters.
You just have more administration in the office. Like, it's more time for the
Right, but I
office administration.
I don't. This is not a problem that hasn't been solved before. For example, where I frequently refer to where I used to live on the main line. We had a very small parking lot. We were 3 stops from Philly. It was an area about this density. And if you were a guest, basically it was an honor system. You put your name in, you printed it out, and you put it on your windshield. It worked. It worked. This is not, and the borough of Narberth had a fraction of the employees that we have here. It's not a hard thing to solve, but every problem is an opportunity.
The issue is, I think the town's going towards plate readers, like
Yeah.
for a lot, for beaches and everything, and everything is to be done by license plate. So if you start putting stickers in windows, then it reverts back to a manual process where people are gonna have to walk
Well,
the
you-
streets and.
I mean, you
parking
could-
study.
I just don't know that we're there yet, but I think you could be. I mean, once it's a reader,
Yeah.
then you just have the same process for the residents.
yeah, the resident
it's-
has to
But
self.
then how do you
the
enter,
resident
how
has
do you
to
enter?
self-manage.
Like if you have a
plates.
birthday party, how do you enter, like, that's the only problem.
You have to limit it. You have
You're
to say you
gonna-
can only enter 3 or something, and then they
Well,
have
you
to.
won't,
They'll have
but,
to have a 4-hour or less birthday
yeah,
party.
but you don't enforce on the weekends like anything else, right? So that's,
You're not a piece of
Yeah,
paper.
parties have to be less than 4
When
hours.
we get at the beach or when people have parties,
You're not a
Sure.
piece of paper, you put it in the windshield, and instead of reading the plate, you look at the. I mean, we're not splitting atoms here. This problem's been solved a million times before.
yeah. But I guess I go back to what Frank's question was, is are you guys finding you're doing a lot of train parking enforcement over there?
no, it's not people that are parking the train, it's the residents that are getting all the tickets.
Right.
Because people on the train aren't parking there anymore.
So maybe we
Right,
eliminate
because the train station went in before COVID, and it was probably a lot more packed.
And then there was also a fear of something new. Nobody knew the impact.
But we don't want to eliminate the signs completely because people will start paying there because they don't want to pay for the train passes
Especially at
anymore.
Rhode Island, which if I recall is the closest
closest,
one. That's
yeah.
why.
That's why I thought the signs were different on Rhode Island.
Yeah.
I might be wrong.
This one here, I can't read
But
this.
right
one.
now, it's not a problem. The train station's not a problem.
No,
I mean, there's plenty of paid parking.
there's
during the week
plenty
and
of parking.
free
right now. I mean, don't get me wrong, the train stations are full again. They're maxed out for the most part. At least Mill Plain Road is.
Not on Friday.
Oh, no, that's
Compared to the way it used to be,
university
no.
students, though.
Yeah, it used to be
Yeah.
crazy, yeah.
I mean, Metro Center, I don't know if that's a state lot, so I can't speak to
Yeah.
You
that.
guys don't go over there as much, yeah.
I mean, for now, it might only be, you just have to change a decal.
I
to
think
2
that's
to
what, yeah, just
4,
update.
And I'm all right doing a
Yeah, I'm okay
4,
with that.
especially if we have it do we have it somewhere else in town? Even just one other spot in town, 4-hour parking?
I don't think so. I think 4-hour parking would be unique to that area. I don't think it's something that we have other places.
That could be a model for any other
Well,
traffic
Make
generator.
it 6, I mean.
Well, I don't know how many people submitted this request or similar requests. I guess we could try it. we have the option to adjust it down the road if we find out for some reason this is not a great idea. I don't know what the reason might be.
I don't see any reason not to, but make it 6 just to, I mean, since it's not a problem. Well, if somebody's commuting to the city, they're going to be there more than 6 hours likely.
Yeah, when you cross the chasm, it's 75 minutes each way, so there's, almost 3 hours, right?
I didn't want to overly target.
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of keep it somewhat.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with the 4.
You guys like, four definitely solves the city problem. 6, I guess, if you were zipping in, zipping out, but I don't know how
Going
well.
to Stanford and not going all the way.
Possibly. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's, is there anybody from the public that wants to speak
Yeah.
to
I
item
mean, it's all
4?
computerized. It tells you. It
The Rhode Island
gives them the alert
4-hour
because it
parking
goes by and it registers
signs.
there. When you go by again, it says, "Oh,
Okay,
violation."
hearing none.
I'll make a motion to approve the.
Okay. Jeff will second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
And let's, okay, so that we're moving it to 4 hours. Oh, okay. Okay, so the third part of 4C is the fog line request at Fairfield Beach Road.
Gift that keeps on giving.
Speaking of parking at the beach, right? All right, so who wants to be the expert on this one? Who's had the most contact with this particular item along the way?
You can
You're
try.
smiling over there. You've just been elected.
I'll start it because I know I'm having conversation with Fairfield Beach residents. John from the Fairfield Beach Association, he was here last meeting and he wanted some countermeasures to be incorporated along Fairfield Beach. You can see on the map those that all along the beach area. They wanted some countermeasures. We did some studies. Part of the studies were done, but other half was left out, so we also finished that as well. So Emmeline actually proposed an idea of a fog line in the meanwhile, because considering these chicanes or speed tables, it's kind of a medium-term solution. It's not a very immediate-term solution. So in order to address this immediate-term solution, the fog line was proposed on the table. But so we investigated this area if the fog lines are feasible or not, and it is because they're 30 feet wide, curb to curb width of the roadway with 14 feet on each side. So we can accommodate fog lines along that area from 4 feet, and I mean, we can do 4 feet to keep the travel lanes. So that's where we are with the fog line. So I just wanted to bring it back to give an update to see what if.
Can I ask a clarifying
Yeah,
question?
sure.
So when you go back to that zoom in of the section, since we've got the sidewalk predominantly on the south side, can we shift the center line?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do.
Yeah,
Just to allow for the fog line to be wider on the north side where there's no sidewalk at all?
We can. So we have to be even numbers so
Does
we
that-
can adjust.
Sidewalk come in and out as you go down the road, or no?
Only as you get closer to Reef Road, because there's so many driveways, like as you get closer.
Right.
Because there's usually multiple houses that feed off of some of those
One-
driveways.
Oh,
It
yeah.
actually flips sides of the road too.
Yeah.
The sidewalk goes to the other side, the north side, once you get past the beach.
I think Roland
Past
Road
Linfield?
is the
Once you get Lolly, I think it switches over
Lolly,
and it goes on the north side of the road.
Is this in our demo, is this going to be in the demonstration grant?
Fairfield Beach, the actual demonstration grant that we have right now, no, because we're mainly focusing on 95 and Route 1 detour. So this would not be eligible for that. One of the,
SS4A?
the planning action grant, it's definitely listed, yeah.
Okay.
One of the things here, and by the measurements that are listed here, unfortunately, the yellow line is not in the center of the road.
Of course not.
So it's like 14 and 16.
Never easy.
So if you wanted to be truly symmetrical and follow what we've been trying to do with the 30-foot wide roadways, which is probably 2/3 in town, if the yellow line is in the center and we do 10-foot lanes, which this board's already, approved for,
Bike
that
lanes.
would give you 5 foot on either side, which would make it symmetrical. It just
Is there
sucks that
parking
you
there?
have to
No parking.
take out the yellow line.
The parking hallway?
So you could do
The
5,
only
10.
parking there is when you get closer to the deli.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, as you get down there.
Like the whole area,
Yeah.
like up by the tennis courts, all that's all no
Yeah,
parking.
we had a big issue with those particular spaces
Yeah.
as well.
Also, if,
Yeah.
if you look in the historical street view, that did have edge lines on Fairfield Beach Road like 10 years ago.
Kind of got paved and never.
I think it got
put
paved
back
and never
in.
got put back.
Would they have?
There was edge lines
Yeah,
on it.
it's already been,
Go back.
the edge lines technically have already been approved.
Yeah, like that's from 2016.
Okay.
But they were uneven.
They were
They
uneven,
were
yes, yeah,
uneven
yeah.
because at that time, they really wanted like a 6-foot wide bike lane and there was rollerbladers and.
That's when we had the pots in the middle of the road.
I just-
with the
well, that's-
painted
I
I just
island.
brought it up to point out like there's precedent for
Right.
putting it there too. We
So-
did have it before.
The road from Reef all the way to the end,
To Beach Road?
to Beach Road.
Right, that section.
That
yeah.
road is consistent 30 feet all the way in width? Are there any places where it's not 30
Guessing it
feet?
probably comes in and out a little bit.
Well, we have it here.
But it's close
30,
enough to
yeah.
work with this parameter.
It
Okay.
seems to vary between, there's one spot where it's 32, but that's where the parking is.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it is 30.8 to 30.0.
Oh, so it's close. Oh,
yeah,
so it's
and
there.
again, yep.
So you could consistently do 5 for bike, 10, 10, 5 for a
Correct.
bike,
Yeah.
all the way on both sides.
And honestly, if
So slow traffic down too.
even if it got down to like 4.5 in some spots, I would still be comfortable doing a bike lane personally, but keep it
It's,
continuous.
if we leave the double yellow line as is, then some of the.
Well, I'm saying if we redid the whole thing and laid it out in the middle.
Only 4 foot,
Yeah.
unfortunately, in that. So
It's
you'd
a
have
little
to.
tough.
That's why I agree with you. I think we should restripe it
Yeah.
at the center.
I don't know if it's epoxied or
Go
paint.
10 foot,
I'm
10
not
foot.
sure.
Yeah.
Jeff, you got a question?
So I guess two questions. So if you're going to put a bike lane in, would it be marked?
Yeah. I don't think there's any parking there.
And then,
No, there's no parking at all.
I know we've tried 9 foot elsewhere.
We tried, yeah.
I mean, this would be a prime candidate for 9 feet.
Again, we'd probably, to do it
Nine gets pretty tight,
correctly, you have to, it's based on what kind of traffic, you know, if there's a
Right.
lot, if it's near a firehouse, you're gonna have the fire trucks.
Yeah, like the
If there's
Cross
a lot of
Bronx,
trucks.
if you're if you're the BQE, you can go 9 feet, right?
Yeah.
The BQE is 9 feet.
And there's problems, believe me.
Yeah, but I think the volume is a little higher on that.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, right?
But I'm just going by what the manuals and everything say on
Yeah.
it. But it doesn't mean that you can't, and because actually, to your point, the peninsula side where it's a dead end road essentially, I think we did go to 9 or 9.5. So
And again, I'm just throwing out my
we were limited.
That much?
my broken record.
Feels
You
never
can't go any less.
Getting rid of the line.
Yeah.
So, because I mean, they do it in all of Europe, right? And I know you've got engineering discretion, so it's not like we're not allowed to do it.
What's the benefit for getting rid of the yellow line all the way up?
It causes, it's.
It's visual, I get that, yeah.
If a car's coming in one direction and they see a car coming the other direction, they go, uh-oh, am
You
I on the
lose the
wrong?
sense of security.
Exactly. People pay more attention.
There are some studies that show if you put a double yellow center line on a road without edge lines, the speeds will increase.
Because people have a greater sense of
Interesting.
safety, they stay in one side as a driver.
Depends on the width though.
As a driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people pay more attention because they have to.
I'll give you an example though, because again, there's different studies. I'll give you an example for even Hoyden's Hill, where there was a yellow line. The years ago, they took it out for various reasons. But now what happens is if there's nobody coming, they actually go in the middle of the
Yeah,
lane
road, yeah.
and they go a little bit. So it does tie
Yes.
into roadway width.
It's 18 feet.
Right, exactly. That's essentially,
On the
yeah.
18-foot lane and
But I think there's a whole class of roads in Europe.
Right, yeah, no, if
yeah.
if there's
They
certain,
call
if
them like
there's certain widths.
class C
right.
roads, like
Yep.
you see them in Ireland in the countryside, and they've got like they're like 8 feet in one direction, right? And people just drive slowly.
Can I ask, for where the transition is from the south sidewalk to the north sidewalk, do we have a crosswalk there, or do we need to think about that?
There's crosswalk, there's a million crosswalks on.
Yeah.
I think it's like crosswalk, I think there's a crosswalk at Lolly at the end of the beach.
Where that
Right
transition
by
from the south
Jackie
side to the
Durrell
north
Pavilion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think right at Jackie Durrell Pavilion is a crosswalk where it transitions
It
to.
might be a
Where that
little
sidewalk
faded, but
changes?
it's
Okay.
there for
once
sure.
again, this is another one of those, like, we had all the
Yeah.
budget in the world, we should be raising all those crosswalks
right
right
by
by
the
a
beach there.
beach, slow
Yeah.
traffic down. It's not something we can't do, but
If we have a plan,
I mean, there is speeding, but it wasn't that significant.
no.
Yeah, no, it's.
It was at like
85th.
35,
I
right?
think it's more it being a
Yeah.
pedestrian generator than anything
Yeah.
else there.
Speeding data's not crazy down there?
No, they think the 85th percentile is like 28 miles an hour or something.
Because if
pretty
you
good.
see no
Yeah.
double yellow, you'll think it's a one-way.
right,
So, but
Yeah,
here
we don't have
that.
any speed-related crash.
So the motion be to approve the fog lines, or are we
yeah.
Yeah, I think we.
with the bike lane, or
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? If there's no parking, that's, because that's the most
the big thing,
controversial
right.
thing.
Right, that's-
So why not
So
establish that?
approve the fog lines with 2 5-foot bike lanes and 2 10-foot lanes. Is that kind of what I'm hearing?
I'm just I'm a little worried about the exact road width all the way down.
Yeah.
So
But less than 10 if possible? I mean, you're the professional.
yeah, I'd rather keep it.
Well, if it makes you
Okay.
feel good, the 10 feet, we go from the center of the line
Right.
to the other, so you're really getting like
Center-
9, 8,
center-
9,
center-
9.
Yeah, with the double yellow line, you're really getting
Yeah,
less.
you want it
need
on
two?
sides. Yeah, you want it on each direction.
Yeah.
That'll be a real improvement for the
Oh, gosh.
entire neighborhood to have a designated bike lane that's wide enough for a bike and still have 2 10-foot lanes and slow traffic down and mark it better and.
It's a little bit out of the remit of this group, but it's more planning and zoning. But how would we get a comprehensive plan for the beach? Because it really is our town's park. That whole area is used by everyone. And right now, it's not very friendly for pedestrians or cyclists. So, I mean, how would we, I don't know if it's this group or if it's planning and zoning or.
I don't- If we had a 70-foot right-of-way, we could go to town with it, unfortunately.
I don't know if it's a right-of-way issue. I mean, we gotta work with what we have, and there's certainly, things that can be done, but it requires planning, and then it
Yeah.
requires a budget. But I don't know if it's this group or if it's.
I think it's this group, at least kicking it off and kicking it to the right person that can find the money, advance the project and
Because,
things like
I
that.
mean, I get collared on this one. I'm sure you get this all the time from people, because people at the beach are very vocal.
Yeah.
It's become, probably the most affluent part of town, and so they've got the biggest voice. So, but it's also the community's resource. The beach
Yes.
belongs to everybody.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, that's where, again, potential traffic calming. I mean,
Yeah.
during the summer, if we have staff or whatever or we get some sort of camera to count, these crosswalks, there's a potential of doing, potentially raised crosswalks or
I'm thinking more
median
of a
or.
design, it's a design, we've got Stratfield and Southport, and there's probably other parts of town that have gotten together and initiated design efforts. I wonder if we can't just direct the beach group to do that. And again, when Stratfield did it, they went rogue a little bit, but we don't want that to happen.
I think there was also, because it's an area that folks, it's not exclusive just to that neighborhood.
Right.
Other folks use it too.
Right.
And I think we would have to, it's not a state road, right? It's a local road. So finding the funding, once we identify some of those things, is a little bit more challenging. Like, we have to really kind of take that on, I think.
Yeah, I think we just need to do a little deeper dive into like the layout and design in-house first.
Or easy to be done.
Like the raised crosswalks, I mean, depending on where the drainage is and what the topography is, like it might not be that difficult
be
for us to
that.
do it.
And-
Or on the flip side, you might lay it out and go, oh, well, now we're gonna have to add, 4 drainage structures and repave this section of the roadway, and that's where the price starts to go
Because
up.
then you're inadvertently, this is a floodplain that
Right.
is, so then you're inadvertently ponding in front of somebody's house.
Right.
Right, so,
But I think for something like this, yeah, I think the first step would be for us to take a look in-house.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, instead of, we're down at the crosswalk level, it'd be nice to take a more.
Oh, I know what you mean, yeah, like a whole, a bigger
Yeah.
plan.
Right. But this, I believe if I'm hearing you correctly, what we're considering here wouldn't preclude us from doing that, or this
No,
work,
no.
this work wouldn't be wasted.
This is
No, not at
this is
all.
the
Okay,
first
okay.
step forward.
Not at
that's
all.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Aligning with the bigger picture,
Right.
making it better.
Exactly.
Right.
That's better
This is one
said.
step in that direction.
The other question I have, without getting too far off the tangent here, is if, let's say we do this, people fall in love with this and they like this and everyone's happy down there because we have 5, 10, 10, 5. The other part of Fairfield Beach Road, you go around the corner from the Sea Grape and you get on to the end. How wide is that road?
Oh, so narrow.
this wide.
I know it's not this
I
wide.
don't think you're
The
getting,
peninsula?
yeah.
And it's
How
really
wide
an
is that road?
easement.
It's 18 to 20.
Yeah, there's
That's
not-
the whole road?
Yeah.
I was thinking of
There's not a lot of room to do
And
much
it's
more.
not even really.
It's not even a legal
established road,
road.
yeah.
It's an easement that the
Yeah,
town
so
maintains.
We don't have any option like this down there. Okay, cool. All right, so do we, Emmeline, it's your turn to make a motion.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were gonna turn to me.
The only thing, the bike lane on the north side would probably have to stop at Roland because you
Yeah,
have all the parking
Past that.
past that.
Yes, yeah.
And then you do what, a Sharo or something,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and at least,
Yeah, but at
where they
least
go
it's-
off to the side.
yeah.
But you gotta give them that way.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to approve restriping of the roadway with fog lines and bike lines based on additional analysis by the engineering department on both sides of the street with a decrease in automobile travel width of 9 to 10 feet, depending on roadway width. Is that too specific?
No, but I think we talked about the 5, 10, 10, 5 pattern.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's.
I think
maybe
that
we
would
get
be,
that
yeah,
specific.
that would be the give or, and then we could say, give or take some.
5,
It would take a few
You
inches,
know,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
10,
fine.
5
they-
pattern.
Yeah,
We'll use engineering judgment.
If
Okay.
it lends
fine.
itself to be 9 3/4 or something like
yeah,
that.
that's
right.
right. No one's gonna miss the 2 inches. Yeah, that's
Right,
totally
tape
fine.
measure.
Thanks for considering that.
No,
'cause
yeah,
I
yeah,
know a lot of-
it's
I know a lot of
interesting.
people are
If
like,
we get to a pinch point and the bike lanes have to be 4.5 or 4 3/4 and the travel lanes have to be 9.5, like we'll get it in there.
As long as the overall, yep.
Yes.
I think this is gonna be well received for all the folks that are down there.
I don't know,
Is that okay?
you want to, I don't know, you want that, or do you want to just say that,
I think she said it, right?
sure, you want to do that? Yeah, I didn't write it down. Did
Okay.
anybody-
Do you want me to do it again? Emmeline?
I just said approve okay, I guess it should be approve restriping the roadway with bike lanes, fog lanes, and a decrease in travel from between 9 to 10, depending on roadway conditions.
There you go.
Does that work?
That
Okay.
works.
Okay, I think that works. I'll second that. Discussion on 4C as amended. I don't see anybody from the public, so it's back to us.
I just want
Sure.
to, just because I know the Bike and Ped Committee has this a lot. We do the lines. Do we actually want to call them bike lanes? Do we
Yeah.
want to give it a try?
Yeah.
All right, so
Oh,
just
yeah.
to make that clear,
Yeah.
it includes bike lanes.
Okay,
They're gonna be tickled.
to put signs up too.
Yeah, there's gonna be signs that go with it.
And we get to put the symbols in too.
Yeah.
on the roadway, right?
Yeah.
They're awesome.
You're gonna hear it from Beach Road.
Speaking of painting, I have a painting question for you.
No.
I keep asking everything. All right, so we have a motion that's been, we have item 4C that has been updated and clarified through Emmeline's amendment before us for final discussion. If not, a vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, that carries. That's good work, guys. I think we're gonna make a big improvement down there and make a lot of people safer and happier. That's really good. Okay, so we've completed 4. 5, item 5, old business, none that I know of, but I was sick last month, so do you guys have any hanging items that need attention?
I feel like we had one more set of minutes we had to approve.
Yeah,
that
we did not
December's?
receive, we did not receive
So we have
December.
one outstanding set of minutes from
Yes.
December? Okay,
Okay.
thank you for bringing that up. Anything else under 5, old business? Hearing none. Item 6, new business. Does anyone have anything to bring properly before the authority for consideration or future thoughts? Oh, wait. He's on mute. Was he trying to speak before? Eric, were you trying to speak before? I tried to recognize the people who were
Yeah,
on.
no, I had no comments on the previous items, but
Okay.
I do have a question about process. And I submitted a request back in July, and I'm just wondering, how do I check on the status of that? When it might come up for consideration? How it's proceeding?
What was the item?
A request for beach permit parking at the South Pine Creek playground, the Pine Creek Avenue playground.
Beach permit parking, that's not FTA, isn't it?
Do you recall that one? Can we follow up and have the first selectman's office, Sarah or Christine or whoever's routing that traffic that may have come in and been dispersed to
You hear about that?
somebody else? I don't recall that, Eric, but I don't see everyone that comes in.
Yeah.
That's what our new person's going to be doing.
What's the question?
Beach permit parking at the South Bend,
The Pine Creek Avenue playground.
the Pine Creek Avenue.
But
To implement beach permit parking?
I believe that's what he said, yeah.
I only want to make it clear here that beach permit parking. I know about no parking signs and when we remove the signs or we install some parking, but this is a beach permit parking. Does that has to go to FTA? I don't think so.
Does it just go to
So
the?
that's why it is not landing on a table.
I'm not certain. We can get an answer for you, Eric, because it may properly or not properly come to us.
Yeah, I started with DPW. I went to Parks and Rec. I went to the Fairfield Police Department, and I was instructed to submit a request to FTA.
You were, okay.
In July.
What are the specifics about what you're asking for, though? You want to have
There
restrictions?
are no parking signs. It's just wide open parking at the playground, and unpermitted cars are parking there to access the beach, the South Pine Creek Road beach, as well as the fishing locations in the area. And it's becoming more and more popular with, I don't want to say out of towners, but unpermitted cars out from New York and wherever. And Veterans Park has beach permit parking signs. I think there's another school park nearby. So it's not, I believe there's a precedent for it. I'm just looking for someone within the town to make the decision and to act upon it.
Okay. One of our members who's not here tonight, Anthony Calabrese, is our Director of Parks and Rec, and he might be one of the first people we go to for advice on either what to do with it or, even though you've been there, I heard.
And I've spoken to Anthony Calabrese, and he directed me to, I forget which officer within the PD, and then he funneled me to FTA. So,
All right, so Eric, I'm sorry that you've gotten bounced around. There's there's a few new processes in town and we're kind of still working through them. Let us take this and find out, we'll start with, I guess, Sarah Mason in the first selectman's office and kind of find out where this went or where it needs to go, because I honestly don't have the answer in front of you, but I feel your pain and thank you for bringing it to our attention.
And we'll keep it on the agenda, right?
Yeah,
So he doesn't get bounced to somebody else?
yeah, well, let's find out where it needs to go first. If it's here, then yes. I just don't know who it's properly before.
I think in the
And-
past,
Yeah, and
Police Commission.
Police
had-
Commission.
I will
New
just,
sign would probably be here.
You might-
I will just also say too, depending on when, like you're talking about down closer to the marina.
No,
no, Pine Creek Avenue.
It's
Pine
by
Creek.
Almond,
Creek Ave, almost by the dead end.
Almond Way is a
Yeah.
little fishing area.
Yeah.
and then-
Okay,
It's down there.
Just
Yeah.
out of curiosity, do you know, is the playground equipment relatively new, like the last couple of years or no?
Yeah, you've done a nice job there. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
and again, just to let you know, on every now and then for a grant, it might be that you can't restrict
right.
admission or access or something like that. So we'd have to check, and Anthony would know if there was
Yeah.
grant money involved. If it came out of town funds, then yeah, there's nothing stopping us. But there might be a little hurdle if there was some condition with the playground, just to let you know.
Yeah, and the other
Okay.
thing that I would think too is that in some of these circumstances, if there was a permit that was required and there was a coastal site plan review, usually unlimited public access is required, so you can't just limit it to Fairfield residents. I don't know, but we would have to really research that area to figure out whether that might have been part of the consideration is,
I mean, the playground's been there forever.
Yeah.
Has it?
And there might not be anything precluding us, let's just say there's like, you said there were no signs, so let's just say there were 6. We could still cut it down to 3 and still have it open to the, so we could certainly
Right.
reduce the number if we couldn't eliminate it.
Right. So Eric, if you would give us till, say, the end of next week to kind of figure out where to go with this, we can get back to you with that initial answer and provide both you and us with direction on it. I just don't know sitting here at the moment.
Great, I appreciate that.
We're not
And
telling
is
him
there-
to go someplace else.
No.
No,
What,
not yet at least.
whether it's,
Not until we figure out
whether it's the first selectman's office or myself or
What
this
is,
committee,
what
we'll
is his last
get
name?
back to you. Eric, what's your?
Jacobs, Jacobs.
Jacobs.
Thank you.
Okay. And may we have your address, please, for the record?
120 Pine Creek Avenue.
120 Pine Creek Avenue. Okay. Or give us this week and next week to kind of figure it out.
And I can follow up with you or somebody else, or?
You could follow up with me.
Okay, great. Thanks so much.
Okay. All right. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thanks.
It's a good question.
Probably is here, though. It's a new
It
sign.
might
Yeah,
be,
probably.
but there might be a police commission angle on there or Parks and Rec.
It's a gray area.
Coastal access
I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah.
I mean, it might
But
be.
whatever it is, it'll be a learning experience for all of us.
Police commission, but that was when they were the LTA.
It was the
so-
LTA, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else under new business? Anything we need to know about upcoming big projects? Anything you need for next month?
No, we're
Okay.
fine. I'll maybe update next meeting.
Okay, fantastic. All right, then we'll go to item 7, a motion to adjourn. So moved, seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstentions? Good job, thank you. Thanks for being here.
Everyone.